Hello, mister. Are you still waiting?
I still am.
I should be going on my way. Have a pleasant wait, mister.
Where do you think you're going, Rat? No one leaves here without a pass, unless it's with a bullet between the eyes.
Yes, and we can take care of that for you if you don't get away from that gate. Come on, stick your neck out. We could use a little entertainment tonight.
What's the matter, Rat? Cat got your tongue?
I think it's best if I get away from the gate. I'm afraid their threats are deadly serious. Sorry, guys. I'm not looking for trouble. You say that I can only get out of the camp with a pass. Where can I get one?
Only soldiers and moles have passes for entering and leaving the camp. And you don't look like either one of those things. So get lost.
Well, sometimes we can make an exception, but only if the person who wants to leave is generous enough. And why exactly do you want to leave the refugee camp? What did you lose on the other side of the fence, Rat?
So, I've heard things are better in the city. Is that true?
Yeah, it could be. But that's none of your business. What do you care? If you're gonna die in this dump anyway.
Get the idea of leaving right out of your head. There's no place for rats like you on the other side of the fence. Unless you want to take a walk in Suicide Park. Do you want to become a Dark Star, Rat?
Now quit bothering us and get lost.
Let's talk about something else. Why are you calling me Rat? Who's in charge here?
Well, did you hear that? It looks like we have a new kid on the block. Let me ask you something. If you people living in this camp crawl around in garbage, build your houses out of garbage, and eat garbage, what else are we gonna call you?
We're in charge here, the ones with the rifles. That's the only rule you need to know. See all those dark stains on the wall next to the barbed wire?
Yes, I see them.
They're the guts and brains of rats like you who forgot the golden rule. We call it the Wall of Shame. We're in charge here. That's pretty easy to grasp, isn't it? But sometimes one of you forgets. And that gives us some more motivation to make you better students. So, how's your memory?
My memory? That's funny. In another context, that would be an amusing question, but there's nothing amusing about these animals. Memory works well enough to remember who is in charge here. Don't worry.
You catch on fast, Rat. That's a good thing. Now get out of here.
Nice motorcycle.
It is, isn't it? It's ours. So get anywhere near it, and you'll end up against that wall.
You don't have the authority to touch it, or point at it, or even look at it.
Dare to touch it with your grubby hands, and you're a dead man. I guarantee it. Got it?
Okay, understood. I won't bother you anymore.
Get lost.
A small military sentry box with no door, so narrow that the soldier on duty can hardly turn around inside. Clean and well-maintained. This bike is without a doubt the best-looking object in the entire refugee camp. Although, that's not saying much considering the disastrous condition of everything around me. A thick wall of scrap metal, debris and rusty metal surrounds this place on all four sides. It's a good 20 feet high. Better not. If these guys are unpleasant sober, I had to imagine them drunk. Better not. If these guys are unpleasant sober, I had to imagine them drunk. I'm afraid that the fuel that powers this generator isn't made from barley.
Hey, where do you think you're going, pal?
Let me into the van.
Of course, it's none of our...
This bright light leaves no doubt about where the entrance to the building is. There are some insects fluttering that end up getting scorched by... I prefer to hold on to it. I doubt he needs my bottle of whiskey. He's been drinking since I came in here.
Greetings, pal. What's this? Are you proposing a trade? Because if you are, you came to the right place. What do you need? Liquor? Cigarettes? Food?
At the moment, I don't need anything like that, but I'll keep it in mind. Thank you. I'm not going to give it to them. They're already drinking their own liquor. A high-proof whiskey, and by the looks of it, expensive. After soaking the bandages, approximately half of the liquor is still left. These drums are full and sealed. Why waste the liquor on them? It's good old Rod, the person he promised to restore. Colin's mother, slipping away. It's Colin. I'm ashamed. It's bolted from inside. I'm afraid it's not going to open. This oven is empty, dirty, and abandoned. There's nothing left in there that could interest me. I don't think it's a good idea to offer him a swig. The guy's already pretty unhinged. A bunch of shacks, trying valiantly to stay standing in a sea of mud and trash. I can't imagine how... I don't think I'd gain anything by using this here. No doubt the whiskey in this bottle would liven up the fire, but I don't see any point in that right now. This noisy electric generator seems very old and decrepit, but it works. I'm afraid that the fuel that powers this generator isn't made from barley. I'm afraid I can't do that. It doesn't look like it's having any effect. I don't quite see how I could use this here. Better not.
What exactly do you think you're doing? Hey, pal. Touch that generator and you're a dead man. My partner and I don't kid around when it comes to defending what's ours. That clear?
Extremely. I was just curious and wanted to see this relic up close. You don't have to get nervous. Ugh. It's completely coated with rust and mildew. This structure seems more like a gigantic cars, machineries. This place is... the wreck of an old ice cream truck. I don't reckon it's going anywhere without its wheels. It looks like the enormous skeleton of a beached whale. A thick wall of scrap. It's a good 20... It seems like these... how have they... use this here? How? I don't think I'd gain anything by... better not to see them drunk. I'm afraid I can't do that. It doesn't seem like a good idea. I'm not going to give it to anyone. Then I wouldn't have it anymore. I prefer to hold on to it. I think this will be more useful to me. It doesn't look like it's having any effect. I don't quite see how I could use this here. Use this here? How? I don't think I'd gain anything by using this here. It doesn't seem like a good idea. I'm afraid I can't do that. A bunch of empty aluminum cans, lightweight and tinny. This bright light leaves no doubt about where the entrance to the building is. There are some insects that end up... It doesn't look like it's having any effect. I don't quite see how I could use this here. I'm not going to give it to anyone. Then I wouldn't have it anymore. I don't have the slightest doubt that these cans might seem like scrap metal and trash at first glance, but that's still no reason to get rid of them. Use this here? How? This guy already has enough junk in his shopping cart. He doesn't need these cans. I'm not gonna do it. The entire There's already too... I don't think I'm afraid It doesn't look like it's having any... The oil lamp is the only better enough food. They're used in... Even though the metal is very thin, and the protruding spring would go through it easily, there's no point in slicing open these cans. I don't quite see how... They're used indented. Use this here. I don't think I'd gain anything. I'm afraid I prefer to hold on to it. It doesn't look... I don't quite... Use this here? A quick glance at these tents can find... They're used and empty. Why would I want to refill these cans? They're used and empty. I don't think it's a good idea to offer him a swig. The guy's already pretty unhinged. No doubt the whiskey in this bottle... I'm not gonna do it. Too many things around me have already gone up in smoke. The entire world has been reduced to ashes.